It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 854.
What is happening? What's going on? Happy hump day, Gronks. Happy Wednesday.
You're in the office.
Yes. Where are you from?
I'm from home. Are we burying the lead about you being in the office?
I thought you were a fucking police officer, mate. That's why I was just wanting to understand what establishment, Collingwood office or...
No, I'm in my home office.
Nice.
You've been moving and stuff. NBN's getting installed today. That's exciting.
Mate, yeah, I had the nicest conversation. You know when you speak to somebody and you just know they're a good person?
Mm-hmm.
I had that moment with a bloke from NBN. Luke? And technician though. Tradies, I don't know. There's something about. I've met some brilliant tradies in my time.
Mm-hmm.
That the one thing tradies know is banter. You know, just a bit of this, a bit of that, just a bit of, and we love banter at this show. So happy with it. He made me feel a bit better. I feel like today, you know, there's some days where you just get like that. You know, you should write a list, and it feels like you very hyperactive and you've got too many things that you could be looking at, and then you just get distracted. You're like looking over there, I've got to look over here, I've got to look over there. And so I felt a bit like that.
Have you written the list?
I wrote the list, but that didn't really help. It was Lucas from NBN. He helped me.
Did he really help? How did he help you?
No, I think knowing that I'm having internet connection connected to my property made me feel good.
No, I get it.
So that's what it's come down to. I really base my happiness on my internet connection.
I do.
I get it. I get it now. Thanks, Josh.
No, but I feel the same thing. I think Bree does too. I spoke to her just before. We're recording this episode later than normal. Normally we do it in the morning. It's nearly 12:30 p.m. And I was speaking to Bree, and she was saying that she was feeling fired up because she'd gotten a bunch of things done, ticking stuff off. And I felt that too, where I had, we're working on a customer relationship management system, and I'm fucking setting up deals. I'm moving shit across, and I'm writing out. I've got my second brain going, and I'm writing down everything that I need to do. Feels good.
Great. I mean, there's nothing worse than when you don't feel like that and you hear someone talk about how good they're feeling about it.
Yeah, I know. Have you done your personal tax return yet?
No, the accountants, future advisory, looking after that. Okay, it's going to be done
in the next... Do we need to tell them something?
Month or so. Yeah, I mean, we could probably just, get onto them. But it's most of the elements are done. I think we just got to hand over all that money we've blown on things outside of the business and what we want to claim. So it's
BK's asking in the YouTube chat what CRM we're using.
Well, HubSpot is the CRM that we're using, BK. Thoughts, feelings, questions.
So far, I like it. I like the... I was always the guy that liked to track things, and so the fact that I can see when people open emails is a real hoot.
Oh, dude, I've been getting around that. Have you set up the notification on your phone?
Oh, no.
That goes off?
I'd love a notification like that.
Oh, dude. I mean, it's another app you have to download, but it will prompt you when someone has, opened your email. Okay. It makes you a bit needy, though. Like, I feel like I've sent an email to the current real estate agent.
Yeah.
We need the shower pressure. No good in one of the bedrooms. Probably an easy fix by a plumber. I sent him an email.
You didn't put it through the CRM, did you?
No, I tracked it. I didn't log it. So he's not in our CRM, but I at least tracked it so I could see if he's opened it. The thing is, you build a story around... I mean, I've already done it before. I've never met this real estate agent, and I have a great story about how pathetic he is, which is probably no good. He's probably a great bloke. But look, you get burnt once, you get burnt twice, you get burnt 3-4 times by real estate agents.
You've got no faith 4-degree burns. I mean, when they talk about degrees? So 3rd degree burn, what does that mean? Is there a 4th degree burn?
I think it's the severity of the burn to the skin. Like it's it's definitely. Is
there a 4th degree? Can you look that up for me, please?
4th degree. Okay. Yep. I mean, 4th degree.
You're just in a better position to sort of Google these things.
Yeah. So, all right. A 4th degree burn additionally involves injuries to deeper tissues, such as muscle, tendons or bones.
Okay.
The burn is often black and frequently leads to loss of the burned part. Burns are generally preventable. Okay, mate, just throw that on the end of it.
Geez,
we got it.
Going on.
Yeah, so he's breaking your arm on a skateboard. Don't go on the skateboard. We get it.
It's like the doctor that's telling us we're having too much Uber Eats. It's just like I'm not here for that. I've been lighting
I know I shouldn't have burned myself.
I've been lighting a candle in my home office. Do you think that at what size business do you get to a point where no candles are allowed? That from an OH&S perspective, you just can't have every Gronk within the business lighting a candle at their desk?
Well, Amy used to work for a big advertising agency at the front counter. And she also had a side hustle, which was a candle business. And like, any good front counter person, they get themselves on as a supplier of candles. And so that business was funding her lavish lifestyle. Yeah. No, but she, as a candle seller, she would have insurance. And that business specifically, would light them all around the office. And so they would burn through them quite quickly. But there was, there could have been like 5 or 10 candles going at once.
Wait, so the candle company has insurance?
Amy's candle company has insurance. So, sorry. Yes. So it's just like like a fitness person should have insurance to cover the clients. Amy has a monthly fee that covers like damages for a Gronk who burns down their home office.
So does that mean that with every candle I'm buying insurance?
Well, I don't know. I would think that the candle you're buying, because they're expensive, the company would definitely have some kind of insurance connected to them. Because if there was somehow like one of the batches was flammable and it just sparked up, you would think that there's liability on behalf of the candle company.
I mean, but there's a hack there then. Don't get home contents insurance. Just light a candle. Just have candles everywhere. Is that true? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, but so it has to be specifically relating to the candle, and
so if the candle explodes, like I don't think that
it's not just you lighting your curtain on fire. It's issues where they could be liable based on an issue. You can't. It's like you can't just sue people.
Insurance or whatever. Yeah, but I just wonder what it would count. I was getting annoyed because yesterday I was trying to light it to get to a point where it was covering the whole candle, so all of the wax was sort of melted. And so I was waiting longer and longer and longer, and it never happened. And so I've burnt into a bunch of it.
I know.
But do you have any tips as a husband of a candle maker?
Yeah. There's one fix for that. I'll get to it. But I will bring the blame back to you. Have you...
Cut the wick, yes.
Did you see it burn all the way to the edges on your first burn?
This is what I'm talking about.
First burn. This is first burn?
The very first burn, it didn't go to the edges. And I was fucking waiting. And it was like 4 hours. Bree's like, why have you got the candle? I'm like, I'm waiting it to reach the edge.
Nah, I mean, so what we can do is an insurance scam.
Yeah.
And,
or do you think I could maybe take a photo and say, hey, guys, this is...
You definitely could if you want to be that kind of a person. Or I could just drop over our blowtorch and you can blowtorch the outsides and it will melt it all to a flat surface. That's like it's...
Maybe I'll buy
the blowtorch
my own blowtorch.
You want to buy a blowtorch?
Yeah.
Don't buy an industrial one. You don't need the big one. I know you want the big Bertha, but just get the little... I just want one that I could
do with like foods, like eggplant and stuff, give it a little crispy.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just rembrulé size vibe. But then again, you could probably get the big one for that.
Yeah.
Get a big one. I've decided. Get a huge blowtorch. Once we got a blowtorch out to get the coals going for a spit. Yeah. A lamb spit, sorry, BK. We had to get that. It's a great thing for that. Just get it going down the bottom. Instant, get it going.
I mean, so now that you're in the bigger place, what are your plans in regards to some of these more like a spit you could definitely do?
Oh, outdoors.
Outdoors?
Yeah.
In a bigger space. What are you thinking?
I was chatting with my neighbour the other day. Nah, old neighbour.
Have you met the new neighbours?
Yeah, they're very old, and so I've had a bit of banter with the son, who is probably my dad's age.
What's the sort of property size do you reckon they'll sell eventually? If something was to happen?
Deceased estate. It sounds dark, but
yeah.
I mean, that's
Have you
where
looked
it's
at
heading.
the yeah, because there's a goal there.
What?
Maybe just go in,
Oh my God,
lovely to meet you. Can I just actually, how big's the lounge space? Just make sure you shake their hands.
Where I grew up in Brighton, there was a house that was sort of a bit old and run down, and I heard the story that a older woman was in that house, and she became friendly with somebody who would look after the property, and they became good mates, and he inherited the house. She had no one else.
Right.
And so she handed over, which, I mean, now the block would be, 2-3 million. Back then it was probably, $400,000.
Yeah.
Imagine that. When I heard that, I was like trying to get in with the old lady down the road.
It's making a lot of old mates.
Yeah, mate.
And so the moving, what was your biggest challenge with the move?
The biggest challenge is always the exit clean. But I tell you what, there's nothing like moving to realise your connection or just your feelings towards material things. And so you realise how much stuff you have. It's quite clear. But then you realise what, like the moments where you're thinking about, do I get rid of this, or is this broken, or like, for instance, I know I almost didn't want to bring it up because I know what your advice would be. We bought a new couch under the advice of Josh Janssen and Bree.
Are you happy with the purchase?
Absolutely. It's a great couch. It's the most expensive couch I've bought. And, it's only up from here, guys. It was like $900 or something.
It's still pretty cheap for a couch, don't you think?
That's what I'm saying. Like the other couches I've bought are $200 on bloody eBay or something, but this is like,
even not,
I still
it's a
feel
dumpster whatever dumpster
yeah,
run, whatever it's called.
Exactly. I feel like we've spent big, but we haven't spent big in the term of $7,000.
Sure.
We've got a good high quality couch for a cheap price, I think.
Yes.
I feel. Yeah. Anyway, we got the removalists who were 2 hours late to our property, and then they put the couch into the lounge room, and I noticed something. I was like, what is that? I haven't seen that before. There's obviously something, so this is the story. There's a part on the arm that has been squashed and it's broken in a bit. It's not like, it's almost exactly like you're like,
it's like a foam. It's sort of like a memory sort of foam sort of thing.
Yes. And it's pushed in and dinted it, and it can't pop it out, and it's noticeable. But then you put the cushion up against it, and it's kind of noticeable. But I felt in that moment, I'm just looking to blame. I'm feeling funny in my guts about this material object. Oh, and the other thing is like moving, putting shit into my car. We get a Hyundai, and I scratched a bit of the plastic on the door, and like my asshole clenched.
Yeah,
and it's just like you realize how you connect so closely to these material things when they don't mean anything, and so but you give it all the meaning in the world. Yeah. And so the couch's arm and the car's plastic. If I had a Tesla like BK, I would have fucking gone mad.
Yeah,
but
the thing is, Bree is onto this stuff. Like the standard that Bree runs when it comes to this. Like we've repainted a whole wall at the apartment we rent because there was a little mark.
When?
There was this was why wasn't I home? I don't know. Like I think it was when we were in LA.
Because there was painting going on.
Yeah. I was just like, you can do it, but just don't do it while I'm here.
Okay.
So there was a mark on the wall, and Bree contacted the landlord about it and said, "Hey guys, just so you know, when the sun is setting it hits this patch and there's like a little sort of scuff on it, right? And so anyway, they came and they painted it, and then once it dried, Bree looked at it and she's like, still there. And so she then sanded it, but Bree then, without the landlord even being across it, got the paint sample, bought more paint, moved all of the furniture, got her dad to come over. They sanded the whole thing down and did it again. Like,
wow.
There's we have the apartment block can make whistling sounds with the wind.
Yeah,
and so
busking.
Yeah, and so we got installed a like a flap that goes under the door, but the rubber leaves a little mark on the wooden floorboards, and so Bree's been like taking photos, and so these types of things. If that happened to us with the couch would be done. And we did have, I don't know if you remember, when we moved a while back, probably 2 years ago, before we actually went overseas, the fridge was dinted, and there was a little dint, and so the insurance company of the removalists, it went through them, and we got a brand new fridge. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, no, I don't know that. Maybe I don't. Maybe you told me that. So here's the thing: the guys who were moving our place, they rocked up, and I mean, traditionally, the experience with removalists are travellers. Like, I've had English guys, Scottish guys. These dudes were from Colombia. Had a great accent. I was just they seemed fucking exhausted. They had bloodshot red eyes, like they'd obviously worked overtime on the last job, and then they get to ours and they're just like, oh, I just could feel how they were so lovely though. They were so friendly, and I was just like,
they normally are. The shittest ones are really friendly, because they're just
I don't
making
think
up from a personality perspective.
I mean, if you're labelling someone who's a removalist shit based on them breaking something, I get it. But I mean,
just having a care factor. You just want them to care.
I felt like they kind of cared. I think it was probably an easy thing. Like, it could have just been foot stepped on it or something. Like, it was
on the couch.
Because they put it like it was on its side up in the, like it wasn't flat. It was like up on its side on a rug. But you could easily see how you could just step on the arm of the chair of the couch based on it being upright. And so there was a moment where I felt, I mean, it's bad to say, but I felt kind of good based on how shit they felt. Like, I was like,
as in, did they know what happened?
No, this isn't even relating to the couch thing.
Just because how exhausted they were,
I just felt like because I wasn't feeling great. I was feeling a bit anxious, and I was like, fuck, man, there's other people having really shit days too.
So it's empathy.
Real fucking shit days.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, but sometimes you can feel guilty about empathy when it's relating to somebody who's not in a, who's, you're almost seeing, you're getting perspective, right? And you're like, well, fuck, I wouldn't want to be doing what they're doing right now. And they look tired as fuck and look like they wanted to be here. Like, I felt the pain that they were in. I recognised my pain and thought, okay, no, it just gave me some perspective in the moment.
Sure.
And so
the other thing is you've got a kid. And so this shit, like, you can't be married to things staying good when you've got a kid, because if it's not the removalist, Bodhi will shit on it or will smear, chocolate or something. Like, you can't be married to these things.
But the grappling with the emotion is real.
Yeah.
And so Bree's grappling with the emotion of that scuff on the wall and obviously feeling it. And so we're all feeling these things. I think that's the human experience. Like, unless you just you literally have no possessions and you give zero fucks about anything that any possession that you have, maybe you've dropped that. But I think the more normal human experience is the one that Bree's feeling and that I was feeling.
Well, it's nice to look after your things. I feel like sometimes you'll meet someone and they're super wealthy and they just don't care about their shit, and it's just fucking messy, and it's like, what's the point? What's the point in having this nice stuff? But I guess that they're a bit detached, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, one way of being... Like, I don't think the equation is have heaps of money, give zero fucks about your Ferrari. I think there's probably people who have heaps of money and then feel the exact same thing and don't drive it much, and they're like, fuck it, I got it in the garage. I just like having it in the garage. Don't go over there, son.
How often do you wash your car?
Oh, once a year.
Yeah.
It's I bought the colour because it's such a great, like it's a gunmetal or like a bluey grey. It's sick, and so it hides it. It's not a black car that's getting, real dirty.
My dad would make Mum park the SS far away from any other cars and away from, like, you basically imagine like a map of a car park at the shopping centre, and it's got like a radius around, trolley bays. Any trolley bay can't be close to a trolley bay, can't be, parked next to cars in general. Prefer to walk. Like, walk longer, don't get a dent.
Well, I think there's going all in on your piece of shit. And so when you do have a car you give zero fucks about, how have you got there? Usually it's based on just over time things happening to it, and you're like, oh, yep, this is a piece of shit. And then it forms an identity. Oh, that's my piece of shit.
Well, think about I'm always worried about the people, like if there's someone that's like entering into an intersection when they shouldn't. Like, I back off if I see that they've got fucking dents in the car. I'm like, this guy's a maniac.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like,
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, the word on the street in Bulleen is Coles, which is on Manningham Road, I think. Which is it's just this big car park, and there's a lot of oldies in Bulleen, and the young'uns. One guy told me, local bloke, said, mate, park up the back. Those fucking people, they will scratch your car down close to the... I've danced with the devil. I park down close every time. I didn't listen to the young kid.
No, I get it.
And I haven't got a dent yet. But
as restaurant, when I think about car parks, there's going to be restaurants in car parks, isn't there?
Well,
this is what's going to happen.
Yeah. Because, they can't be putting hundreds of people indoors now. So they're looking at... I did see something this morning. It's the car park companies are looking at giving or renting car park space. They'll probably get money off the governments to then have pop-up restaurants. Think about all the car parks in Melbourne, CBD, that aren't full, and they're the ones that were stinging people for $95 for a day. I'm sure they've got money. I'm sure they're doing all right. But
like a rooftop, imagine rooftop car parks. It wouldn't be great if you're sort of middle level indoor. That wouldn't be great. A bit fumey.
No, I think there's No, there's no cars there too. They wouldn't be putting cars in there. There's just area for being able to distance people. I think it will. I was thinking about it. I was like, the Melbourne CBD is sick. There is lots of cool car parks.
Yeah.
And there's a car park. We filmed maybe RMIT University in the city.
The old Melbourne jail. There's a sick car park, I think.
Yeah, in Carlton, there's an underground one that has. Actually, I'm going to look this up. There was a famous movie filmed in Carlton car park. Filmed in Carlton car park. It was either it was made famous by a film, but also by my stripping company that filmed a promo video down there.
Oh, great! Have you got a copy of that? I'd love to see it.
I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do. Anyway, I'll find this. But there was some big film that was shot underground.
That's cool.
University of Melbourne. Gothic-like arches. Oh yes. So it's got like these Gothic-like arches.
Is it close to Melbourne Jail?
No.
No?
No. I wish I could show you this photo. But it's 1970s it was made. Specialised space and only under exceptional circumstances may be used for filming projects. I have no idea how we got it, but we did. Great. And it's sick.
What do you think have you got on the list any places that you want to go to once we're allowed to?
What was I thinking about? Like... Mate, just out for dinner, to be honest. Anyway,
Mexican Cantina would be good. What about if we...
that'd be fun.
But I wonder if we'd... So, Mexican Cantina is my favourite Mexican restaurant. They're in Narre Warren.
Yeah. I will say the nostalgia is 80% of it for you because the food...
No, the food's
it's
great.
Good, mate. Are you going to tell me that's top-end Mexican?
No, but it's not meant to be top-end. It's like... It's like hearty, delicious. You can book 97966199. I remember the phone number because I used to go there so much. But how about this?
I like it, but you're right. It's a special type of Mexican food.
It's Tex-Mex. But the thing is, so for my birthday, Mum contacted the owner, Arit, and said, hey, would love to get Mexican for Josh. And so with everything being sort of restricted and closed, they've said that they will, as soon as they can, they're going to deliver to Rowville, and we're going to go once things sort of open up and we can go to Mum and Dad's, we're going to have Mexican cantina.
Oh, dude, I'm up.
What's your family? Where do you go as a family for dinner? Oh no, we've just lost TJ's connection. This is the first time that he's using the. There we go.
I'm back in.
See, I told you, isn't it? Like this is he's fucked it, hasn't he? It's not his fault. Wonder if he's on Ethernet. I'm going to blow up if he's not on Ethernet. Let's see. Well, this is a disaster. Anyone else like Mexican food? There we go. He's connected. Oh, g'day, TJ. Are you on Ethernet?
Nah, I'm on that 100 megabit up and down.
Ethernet though?
Yeah, sorry. Yes,
okay,
yes.
Right, good.
Yes is the answer to that question. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. That's all right. Great. It's
sorry, I did cut out at a pretty annoying time. I was asking, am I invited to that? That's what I was.
Yeah, maybe it depends. Like we'll just have to watch the numbers. And I just asked you, what's the restaurant that you go to as a family?
Oh, you know what? Veneto Club.
Oh yeah,
Veneto Club in Bulleen.
That's great. Okay, great.
Yeah,
all right. It's a daily talk show. Also, Screenplay Sunday is happening. We've locked it in. Go on your favourite podcast app and search Screenplay Sunday. The first episode lands on Sunday, this Sunday the 20th. So great. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.
Love you.